Jason and Jabari. Jason and Jabari.
What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason and Jabari Gaming, and today we have Season 57 kickoff against GT40. I am now with the Celestial Avengers. So from my understanding, the goal is like top 10 masters, which is fine. That's pretty chill. That's generally what I'm accustomed to anyway. So hopefully this first war of the season I don't die, but we'll see. I get to bring in Kang, so that's always a fun time. Favorite champion in this game. We also have his synergy, of course, which is Apocalypse, and then we'll also be bringing in Count Nefaria. He has a couple of fights. So we have a couple of rank 4 defenders we're going to be facing with Kang, which is going to be interesting to say the least. And yeah, I'm pretty nervous. First war jitters. It generally always happens to me, but fortunately for me, I checked my Apocalypse and he didn't have a relic on him. So since he has a fight, that's definitely something you want to check for, because I've seen people accidentally go in, including myself once way back in the day, maybe even twice, where I didn't check. I just assumed, and I had taken that relic off of that champion to put it on a different champion, probably for Battlegrounds or something like that. It happens pretty commonly, so I would definitely encourage you guys to check your relics. It doesn't hurt to double check and ensure that the 3 champions that you'll be going in with have a relic on them. All right, so we're going to be starting off on path 5 in section A. We have Anon's America Chavez, and then we have his Nick Fury. So this is a rank 3 America Chavez. At first when I read these notes, I'm like, how's Count Nefaria gonna work? Because in Ionic Overcharge, he's energy damage, and he also deals dot energy damage. So I thought the energy resistance was gonna be crazy, but I don't know, maybe I just didn't get to that point. But this fight definitely works, but that's something that I was a little unsure about initially. So basically, I know unfazed can be a thing. I figured anytime I go in with Count, unfazed will be a thing, but so far it wasn't a thing. I kept getting pushed back by our special ones. I'm not actually concerned with her throwing her heavy. I'm almost counting on her throwing her heavy, but will steal some of her power gain. So that's not really a big deal. And right now our debuffs are landing because she's not debuff immune. When you knock her down, that's when she becomes debuff immune. But in the meantime, we're just kind of chilling. So now that we're going to knock her down here, then she should go debuff immune. Somehow we got caught on a dash back. I'm not sure why, but she's going down rather nicely. And I thought she goes debuff immune. Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. It doesn't look like she did initially. But yeah, the fight's under control. There we get whacked once again. I'm not sure why. There we get pushed back by our special one. I knock her down again. We get pushed back by our special one. I tried to parry that last part, but it's fine. We're going to end her off with a special 2. Not the cleanest fight in the world, but it was hey, at least we didn't die right there, right? All right, moving on to Anon's Nick Fury, which I'm quite certain that a lot of people will be having rank 4 Nick Furies next month, since he's guaranteed to be one of the latest and greatest champions in their pool. But we're going to be using Apocalypse here. Strategy basically is to just knock them down with specials, and I'm going to punish his specials so that way I get the unblockable instead of him getting it. I think there's one instance where he gets it. My reparries were not on point, and basically my parries weren't on point either. So he threw a lot more special ones than I actually wanted him to. I'm not worried about letting my debuff stick really, simply because he doesn't have enough health for that to really matter. His first life's gonna drop, and so I just didn't kind of worry about that aspect of things. But he's going down quite nicely. I think I am going to heavy into a SP1 here, and that's going to kill his first life off, and now he's in the SP2 phase. I could have probably heavied there, but I elected not to. I'm going to bait out this special 2, and this is where the fight slows down pretty drastically. It's because I didn't know what to do here really, because he's stun immune now, so me hitting into his block is not really going to matter. So he fires off a special 1, and he's going to fire off another one, and there's really no way I can retaliate other than to directly hit him. So he goes unstoppable there. It does give me the disorient debuff, which I'm healing from, and then I should go disorient immune. Yeah. So that was cool, but it wasn't necessary. Speaking of Nick Fury being one of the latest and greatest, APOC is also going to be one of the latest and greatest as well next month, so that's pretty cool. But one more SP1 and down he goes. Longer fight, but it was pretty safe fight. So we're going to move on to the section 2, and of course we have A9 again. And we're fighting his Ebony Maw on path 6B. We're going to use Count Nefaria, and basically we're like 90% degen resistant, so the degens aren't going to tick that hard when we're in ionic overcharge mode. And that was pretty much the concern. So other than that, it's just a pretty standard fight. Again, I think unfazed is a thing, but so far it hasn't actually got me. If you saw that I counter evaded, you can counter evade into a heavy to knock him down like I just did. I think I do that a few more times. And my spacing was actually pretty good with his special 1s. He has a decent reach on his heavy. So as you saw, I baited out his SP1, and then I punished. Here he's being a little selfish. These fights are sped up, by the way. I did not go for that one because we wouldn't have reached anyway. But yeah, so we're not in our ionic overcharge, and you see the degens ticking pretty nicely. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and throw off another special 1 real quick so we can be in there. We get the heavy punish, as you see. Now we're going in. I think I go striker into a SP2. Oh no, I do the knockdown first. There I get intercepted by his SP1. We do the evade into a heavy again, and now I go for a fat special 2. We only had 10 furies, so it didn't really do too much damage, but it's still decent damage. That heavy did a lot of damage, and he's now dead. So decent fight. Now we're going to move on to the second fight on 6B, and this is rank 3 Bishman, and we're going to be taking him with Kang. I kind of mess up this fight initially. We're starting off with a Power Star 1. I instinctually parry, which feeds his conflictor. The whole point of this fight for me was to power control, so now that I realized my mistake, I'm just going to do medium light and then hard hold block, and then I do a full combo to get to my special 2, which feeds conflictor and then takes all his power away. Now I'm not letting him hit me on the block while he has those puncture prowess charges, because that can do a decent bit of damage when they beat on your block, but normal hits and stuff like that won't hurt as bad. And if I have a decent amount of power built up, it's not going to hurt that bad because his block proficiency goes through the roof when he has built up power and he's at max sig. But anyway, down he goes. Pretty simple fight. We power controlled the whole time, so not too bad. And then we're going to move on to our first mini. We have this rank 4 Deathless Thanos. We're going to be taking him with Kang. I think this is a Sig 200. Deathless Thanos, so this is going to be a fun time. I've taken a Maestro here last season, so yeah. Basically, we're going to start off gaining power because we're going to use dexterity. So now we have more buffs, and then in 4 seconds we would have had more buffs anyway, because we have a Furia armor up, and then we can get dexterity for a third. He only has the energized buff, so I got myself cornered. Another way to do this is to parry heavy. I want to minimize my hits so he doesn't go unstoppable. So basically, I'm only letting the special 2 really do the hits while I'm building up Furies. That's the strat. I may tap him once or twice, but that's it. And he's never going to gain another buff. He'll gain a protection, which is a passive, and it doesn't count towards a buff. So there I do a few hits and knock him back down, and we're getting our spacing back. And I'm just dexing. You can dex, but you might dex yourself into the corner, which is a bad idea. Better strategy is to parry heavy to knock him back and gain your spacing that way. That was 159k crit on the second hit of his SP2. He's going down quite nicely. And yeah, I mean, this is just a cheese node for Kang or my Civil Warrior, basically, because they're going to have more buffs than most. But anyway, yeah, he's still going down, so he's in this last protection phase. We actually bypassed one of his protection phases with that SP2 big crit. And now he's just about done. He's down to 7%. I still played safe here. I could have wrapped it up with a combo, but I didn't. But yeah, down he goes.
Sensational.
So there you go. Rank 4 Deathless Thanos in the bin by your boy Kang. All right, so next up, we're moving to our next mini. We have the homie Vern. Shout out to Vern, and he has a North Star. This kind of worried me because he has so many hits that he could break my block through the bubble shield, and I had a traumatic experience last season, if you guys remember, where he actually did break my block on a node he wasn't supposed to, and I died because of it with Civil Warrior. But this time I'm ready. I dueled him about 5 or 6 times. So I dueled him to get accustomed to his SP2 because I figured I'd be pushing him there a lot. But fortunately, I landed every single parry, which was awesome. I never got rooted a single time. And as you saw, that was a huge crit, and he's almost dead. And now he is dead. So yeah, I love my Kang, man. He just makes it easy, especially when everything goes according to plan, right? All right, so initially I wasn't supposed to take boss, but I was pretty persistent on doing it like an idiot. So now I have boss with no pre-fights, not a single pre-fight. I don't have a WAGs pre-fight, which isn't necessary. The pre-fight that I really wanted was a War Machine because Kang is metal, so that means he has no way to get rid of the neuro shocks that you get placed on yourself, and they do a significant amount of damage. So yeah, and we're gonna play like a complete scrub. We're gonna play like a noob and embarrass the hell out of myself in this fight. So the strategy for this fight is to build up your Furies first. So I'm going to be hitting on his block for spacing to push him back. And initially I was going to go to all 20 of my Furies because I knew once I started hitting him, he was going to place those neuro shocks on me, which sucked. But I think I abandoned that plan, which next time I won't abandon that plan. It only takes 1 minute and 20 seconds to be fully ramped with the Furies. But he has that power gain. So hitting his block also gives him a lot of power. And 5 hits right there, he's at another special 1. So I think I mess up right around here. I didn't punish there because I had 4 neuros and then I get an intercept. I'm taking the crush to get a little bit of willpower healing, but here's where things go bad. I mess up the timing there, and I go in slow, get myself parried, and then I get myself intercepted after this special 2 because obviously I'm trash at this game, as you guys just heard. And yeah, now we have a problem because I'm down to 37%, he's at 77%, and I can't heal anymore because I've been parried. So my willpower is turned off. So this is really bad. And I'm trying to make the best of it. I have to intercept him with a relic because for some reason I didn't hit it when I went into my combo there. And he's at 61%. I'm down to 30%. I have 3 Neros on me, and they're ticking me down. We get the crushed on us, and I'm like, okay, if I miss a Dex, I'm dead. So we can't do that. I go in for an intercept. Of course, he just holds block. So now I'm like, okay, I got 2 Neros on me. I need to let those fall off. So I'm adapting in this fight, guys, with my health. So I see that what I need to do, adjusting my playstyle so I don't actually die with my last remaining health. When on that second heavy, I could have went in and punished, but I was a little scared to. I never wanted to push him to a SP2, even though I can dex his SP2. The pressure is already on. I'm already low on health, and I just don't want to make any mistakes. He's very close to dying if I can just hold on. So I'm very nervous right now because I'm like, please kill here. It doesn't kill. He's down to 3%. So I'm like, dude, listen, I can hit this guy's block and he will die. He throws a heavy. I go in and get the last hit to get the solo. So yeah, completely embarrassed my boy Kang there, but we did get the solo. I didn't manage to die this first war. We did lose. Shout out to GT40. You guys are still an amazing alliance. And hopefully we can get the dub on the next one. I have the boss, a Lumitrix boss for the next one. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next war. Peace.